Good morning. It's June the 24th, and I just thought I'd do a quick update on what is a beautiful, lovely day. A bit windy, but I love it when it's like this. I just wanted to quickly show the different things I've been growing, and from the last video, which wasn't too long ago, you can see how much these things have grown. And I've been picking so much of this, these greens. My broccoli rabe has gone to seed already. I picked a ton of kale and spinach, and I've been picking a lot of the basil too. I've been taking the tops off of it. I can hardly keep up with it. I've got a few tomatoes here getting ripe. These are the cherry tomatoes, and my tomatoes are just growing leaps and bounds, as you can see. And they're so healthy. I don't like planting the tomatoes too early in the season. I'd like to plant them around the middle of May, because I find that the cold nights before that aren't good, or are not good for the health of the plant. And if you plant them just a little later, they'll catch up. They'll catch up to, say, plants that you would have put in the ground before that, but without the diseases. Sometimes they contract these diseases when you plant them too early in the season. I think they're just healthier and better if you wait, if you hold off, and plant them a little bit later when there's no danger of frost and when the nights aren't quite as cold. Okay, here's some Swiss chard and some, of course, the romaine lettuce. I've been eating a lot of the lettuce in both of my gardens, and everything's coming along really nicely. Let me take a quick walk over here. The figs are doing good. They're growing like crazy, and they're just loaded. Okay, they're just full of fruit. All of them are. I can't wait. So we'll take a little walk over there in a minute, but here's my zucchini. Some of my zucchini. I have it in several locations, and it's just growing so nicely. Making a ton of fruit, vegetables. And I wanted to tell you that one of my favorite ways to have zucchini is to slice it like thin slices of bread. And my wife puts flour. She dips it in egg and flour and a little bit of breadcrumb and fries it with a little olive oil. Wow! Give it a try. It is one of my favorite summer things to eat. And we eat it all year round, as long as we can get the zucchini. So it's just wonderful. I've been picking different things. I've even been picking some peppers. The last video I made, featuring this little garden here, wasn't long ago. And everything is growing at an incredible clip. And I use a lot of compost. I've talked about this in the past. I'm a big advocate of compost, and I like organic growing. I put a lot of material back in the ground, and all year round we collect everything from the kitchen, whatever it is, including eggshells, everything. I don't care what it is, as long as it's biodegradable. And we just put it in the ground, put it back in the ground. I put it in heaps first and let it cure, which I've talked about too in the past. And you can just see how luscious and how green, how vibrant and how productive everything really is in my garden and my figs. I wanted to show something here. Here's the cornfield, the farmer's cornfield. Can you believe it? He's a great farmer. He purchased this farm from the other farmer I knew for many years, about 4 years ago, maybe 4.5. And this guy is just an expert farmer. And look at the corn. I just love being next to the farm. I just love watching things grow. It's just in my blood. I'm sorry. It just is. It's me. It's what I love. This is my time of year. And what a beautiful, beautiful day. I thought I'd just come out. I haven't even had my first full cup of coffee yet, and I just felt the lure of the weather, and it was so beautiful outside. I had to come out, and I said, well, let me just take, a quick video, a little update. My mulberries are done already since the last time we spoke, and that's one of my male persimmons trees. I have so many trees. And a few people have asked me, and look at my persimmons, look at them. They're all over the place. This is a male, and it helps to pollinate my American persimmons. Japanese don't need it. The Japanese persimmons don't need pollination, but the Americans certainly do. But I just wanted to quickly talk to you about this. And here we have some blackberries. But people have asked me about this slotted trash can. Basket. What's wrong with me? I need that cup of coffee. But I've got 3 of these in the yard, and I just wanted to quickly tell you that this is a method that I use that I would like to share with you for propagating cuttings during the warm part of the summer, when otherwise they might get burned and dry out and you'd have less success. And these are some mulberry cuttings. And to tell you the story very quickly, near a wooded area where I often walk, I pick mulberries in different places, and this one is just particularly exquisite. I mean, I just love this mulberry, and they're sweet, and they're succulent, and they're big and juicy, and I just had to take some cuttings. So I did. And here, we're on the solstice now, the summer solstice, so the sun's high. And this was about 10 days ago. And this needs watering. I was away for a few days. But you can see they're doing quite well. They're doing very well. And the reason why is because I use this slotted basket technique that I developed many, many years ago. Now, what's so good about this? Well, let me tell you. First of all, if you want to start fig cuttings this time of year, you can do it. A lot of people don't want to do it, or they think they can't do it unless they bury the branch under the dirt, and then it will slowly develop roots, and it will, while it's still alive and attached to the tree. But if you want to take cuttings from your favorite varieties and you want to get them started, the best way to do it, in my opinion, is to just use the old Italian man method, like I do a lot, and stick them in the ground. Stick them in the ground. You want to cut about a 10-inch, maybe a 10-inch cutting on average, and you want to bury it all the way to about an inch or an inch and a half out of the ground. Don't leave a lot out of the ground. And if you leave it in the ground, okay, it won't dry out as quick. And then you use the slotted basket technique that I developed a long time ago. Now, why does this method work so well? Well, you see, what happens is the sun, as it rises, will come through the slots, and as it moves through the sky, it will hit the slots at different angles, and some of the sun will go in, but not for long. You see, if you look in there, you can see. Let me see, where can you see in there? I don't know. Maybe not. There you go. You can see the sun in there, see? But this is under a large persimmon tree too, which helps to shade it. But you don't need to do that. My others are out in the complete sun. I've got roses, which I'll tell you about, and other things growing under these things. But if you want to propagate figs or anything, mulberries, rose, whatever you like, blackberries, you want to do blackberries, fine. Raspberries, anything. Put them under the slotted basket, and that will protect them from the searing heat of the sun. But it will also provide, as the sun moves through the sky, it will also provide a bit of sunlight every place. So every little leaf will get some sunlight, okay? But not too much. And it will just move on, and where the sun's coming through in one spot, it won't be coming through in another. And then as it moves, it will get another spot, another spot. And it will sort of like ration, if you will. It will ration the sun and keep it from drying out your cuttings. So use this technique. It has worked for me for many, many years, and I can propagate things any time of the year using this technique. So for whatever it's worth, and that's my often caveat to every one of my videos, if you want to give it a try, I think you'd be very, very satisfied with the results. Okay, so we did that, and I'm not going to keep you very long today. Thank you for your visit. I might just take a quick little walk. I've got lots of different varieties here that are doing well, and there's lots and lots of figs on them. There's no sense in going into any detail about it all at this point. Later on, I'll make more detailed videos as we progress through the season. But it's only the 24th of June, and everything is doing really, really well. There's lots and lots of figs everywhere, and they're all going to come to fruition, and I can't wait. And I love it. These are different varieties. This one is my Uncle Mario's San Pedro from Taramo, which I recommend highly. It's the only other San Pedro type that I recommend besides Desert King, but others may have more experience with other types of, or other varieties of San Pedro types. And that I would be certainly interested in that too, if that's so. But in my experience, those are the only two. And look at this little tree. She must have produced some fruit. She's going to. And this is a Brooklyn White. It's doing really well. They're all doing well. I'm going to take a quick walk. First, I would like to just look up at my persimmons trees. I love my persimmons trees. They're quite magnificent to me. I love them. And here's my pawpaw trees, and they're big. These pawpaws are over 20 years. I've mentioned it before. And if you want to grow pawpaw, plant them today, because it takes a long time for pawpaw to grow into a large tree like this, to produce a lot of fruit. And it will produce a lot of fruit. And the fruit is delicious, and it's very, very unique. I like my pawpaw trees. And if you decide to grow pawpaw, which is indigenous to America, by the way, and it's the largest indigenous fruit in America, you do want to plant them soon, because honestly, they take a very, very long time to grow. And they take a long time to come to fruition. Years sometimes, before they'll even make any fruit. But you can see the size of those. They're very large, and they're highly productive. Pawpaw. Alrighty. Let's take a quick walk around this way. Oh, well, I'm just going to wrap right around here quickly. Can't show you too many things. Just a little catch up. This is something that I've shown you before, my Nikita's gift, and it's just really loaded with fruit this year. Every year. There's so many of them. And they're so delicious. Nikita's gift. I've weeded out my strawberries now, and they're going to be making a second round of production pretty soon. And I've got my goji berries growing on top. It's okay, because they're high enough so that there's plenty of sun that gets to the strawberries. I've already picked my first crop of strawberries, and they're done for a little while. They'll start producing again. Here we have the blueberries, which have been getting ripe now, and I've been eating them. Last night I'll confess, I was out until midnight, just sitting under this tree, picking blueberries and eating them as many as I could eat. I just can't get enough of blueberries. I love my blueberries. And they're starting to really come in now. Got a little net here to keep the birds off. I use my epoxy coated rebarb and tie a net on top. I might mention too, I love these darn things. I'll just eat them all day long. I might mention too that I grow these in a circular fashion, which I would highly recommend to anyone. Here you can see. And primarily I have 3 large blueberry plants, trees growing in this circular area. And I find that it's really easy to organize it that way, easy to maintain, easy to water, easy to fertilize, easy to cut the grass around. And I put my rebarbs in, my epoxy rebarb, I put them in and put a net, and it's easy to make a protective barrier of netting around the blueberries and keep the birds away. And they hate the net. When they get their feet caught in the net and they start flopping their wings, and getting all upset and hypertensive, their escape where I have to let them loose. And after I do, or after they get away, they don't like coming back. They've learned a lesson. And I find that this works very, very well. This little setup. And you might want to try this in your yard because it's just highly effective. It's easy to maintain. All right, we'll just take a quick walk over here. I always like to take a peek in the greenhouse. Let's see here. Starting to get hot in here, but I've got most of the panels all open now. So everything's doing real well in here. As you can see, there's fruit everywhere. There's going to be plenty of figs to eat. And not too long in the future either. And yes, I'm looking forward to it. My favorite time of year, of course. Everything's doing really well, exceedingly healthy. And heavily laden with fruit. All of which will get ripe. All of it. This is Black Madeira. And so is that. It's all one plant. It's growing. This is the only the 3rd year for this tree. And look at the size of the trunk. And look how fruitful it is. And you can see this tree featured in several of my videos if you're interested. But it's very healthy. And it's growing at a very fast pace, especially for Black Madeira. I don't have any problems with this whatsoever. I've got several. Here's a beautiful Preto. Figo Preto, right there. And it too is not old at all. just 2 years. And look at it. It's growing beautifully. And here I have another black Madeira right here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Right there. Is that it? Yeah. This is a grafted black Madeira. Black Madeira grafted. And it is also doing quite nicely. This is going to be a beautiful tree and start to produce a lot of fruit in the future. Very, very healthy. Well, with that, it's time for me to get to work. I've got so much work to do in the yard, grass to pull and grass to cut. Thank you for your visit. It truly is a beautiful, beautiful day. I hope you're getting outdoors like I am today and enjoying it like I am. This is certainly my time of year. It's what I wait for all through the winter and long for. Soon we'll be in the 4th of July. It won't be far. It won't be long. It's hard to believe sometimes. Things are just proceeding at a rapid clip, as they do, it seems, in the summer. Good day.